This is Star Wars Squadrons. I used to play the original X-Wing and TIE Fighter back in the day. TIE Fighter was probably my favorite. So, this is a nice blast from the past for me.
Vanguard Squadron to Temperance. Do you read us now? Had some trouble with our long-range comms.
To the 3rd Patrol reporting comm blackouts. Head on back, Gunny. The commander will want a full report.
Lousy comms.
Chasing our tails for hours, and now we're late to meet the new boss.
Well, do you want to race home, Frisk? We might make it before his speech ends.
Keo, I ain't racing you. I learned my lesson the first 12 times.
Ash, the speech is starting.
So this is very early in the game, just after the prologue, basically.
I'm not one for speeches. So I'll just say, I'm honored to assume command of the Temperance in this fleet. Vanguard Squadron's reputation for bravery and integrity is unrivaled, which is why, effective immediately, we have been reassigned to an initiative codenamed Project Starhawk.
Starhawk. Then those rumors about a secret project are true.
What do you think it is, huh? Some kind of weapon?
The key to victory.
If it helps end the war, who cares?
I care. I like to know who I'm working for.
The good guys, Frisk. Remember? The only people in the galaxy who don't have a death mark on you.
Ah, Grace. The day ain't over yet.
Come on. Back to the Temperance.
We can meet the new boss. And anyone else he's bringing along.
Is the cutscene done? So this takes place right after the original trilogy. The prologue...
I'm Zorelda Sage, Chief Mechanic, and this here's the Temperance, my pride and joy. I imagine you're excited to join the action. Speaking of, here's the rest of your squadron. Hey, Gani, I got your new pilot over here.
You go ahead. I'll meet you in there. Welcome to Vanguard Squadron. I'm Kyra Kuva. You can call me Gunny. Happy to have you on the team. Let's talk after the briefing, eh?
You're joining one of the best outfits in the New Republic. Hope you can live up to it. Anyway, follow them into the briefing room. I think our new commander's waiting for you in there.
Huh.
You've arrived. Excellent. Otto, meet our new Vanguard 5.
Oh, the one who saved your skin at Foster Haven. Ardo Baradai, Fleet Intelligence. A pleasure.
I heard they rewarded you with a posting to Chandrila. A real honor. Very safe. But a good pilot shouldn't just gather dust. I needed people I can trust. And I figured you'd want to get back into the action.
Huh. There's no shortage of that around here.
Right. Let's get you briefed. Welcome back to the front line, Vanguard 5.
Of course I'm number 5, because that's what makes you feel like Luke. So anyway, as I was saying before, this takes place right after the original trilogy, as we're mopping up the Empire, and the sort of survivors of the fall of the Empire are trying to gain back some ground. The prologue took place right after Episode 4, and so we met some of these characters early on, and now we've skipped ahead. So now let's see what they say in the briefing.
As you've no doubt experienced, the Empire is jamming communications across the sector. I fear these blackouts could be a prelude to invasion. Vanguard Squadron, I need you to split up to solve this. Frisk and Grace, bring our new pilot to the Brental system's borders. The scouts we sent to investigate haven't reported in. Find out what happened to them. Then regroup with your squadron near the planet Cavus. Gunny and Keo, that's where you're headed. If I were still an Imperial, well, I'd send jamming ships there. Knowing the Empire, I expect they're using these jamming vessels to disrupt our long-range comms. They'll have TIE squadrons in tow. Destroy all Imperial squadrons and jammers. Communications must be restored for Project Starhawk's future. When you've succeeded, regroup and return to the Temperance. Let's see how you do, Vanguard Squadron.
Got a moment.
Okay, so So I've played a little bit of Squadrons so far. I know enough to basically be able to, control my ship. I know how to shoot things. I know how to power manage. And one of the things that I don't know that I want to keep my eye on is one of the things that's hardest to get right with space simulators is scale. Like, you want things to be big on the screen so that you can see them and be entertained by them. It's really easy for a space game to devolve into a black star field with tiny dots with HUD around them, and that's it. And so, I was pretty impressed so far in the prologue that I really felt like each place that I was had some context and some sort of physicality to it, which is not that easy to achieve in a space game. I guess I should find out what happens if I talk to these people.
Oh, hey, I'm Keo Venzi. Welcome to Vanguard Squadron. You'll do great things with us. Trust me. This is an amazing team. I went from semi-pro racing to fighting the Empire. Quite a change. But everyone in Vanguard lifts up the others. You'll fit right in. Whatever this Project Starhawk is, I suppose the commanders will tell us when they're ready. But for now, we have scouts to find. According to the battle plan, we aren't flying together on this mission, but you'll be on my wing sooner than later. See you out there.
All right, so it's mostly just an opportunity to get to know who the characters are. Looks like, is there just one more for me to talk? Okay, we'll talk to this last person, and then we'll get to the action.
Hello. Grace Salia Vatara Sina. Grace, if you like. It's a pleasure. I've been with Vanguard long enough for Gunny to trust me with second position. And she doesn't trust easily. Especially those from Imperial families. Well, everyone finds out sooner or later. Yes, unfortunately, my dear estranged family builds TIE fighters for the Empire. And I take great delight in blasting those fighters to stardust. I trust you will too. See you out there.
That is one of the challenges when you're making a game that is mostly about vehicles or things that are just generally more abstract. If you're playing a game like, say, The Last of Us 2, and you're running around, you're very close to the human characters. It's much easier to sort of like build your sense of who these people are and their personalities. But when you're mostly thinking, I'm a spaceship, I'm flying around with other spaceships, it's difficult to make that work. And so, you can hear voices coming in over the radio, but if you're not really seeing the people, it's an extra challenge to try to make them seem like human beings you care about. So you can see that they're spending time. They actually put a lot of work into a mechanic that just basically just lets you talk to people. So, okay, we got a couple more people to talk to here. If you're watching this video later, feel free to skip ahead if the dialogue isn't what you're here for, but I kind of don't want to miss out on some of the story content before I move on to the action.
Nice to meet ya. Squad calls me Frisk. Only Grace calls me by my real name, and only when she's mad. I know it's not often you find a handsome fella like me fighting for the Rebellion, or New Republic, or whatever we are now. I used to be in what you might call acquisitions, hunting down trophies, antiques, anything collectors wanted. Until I got that pesky death mark, of course. How was I supposed to know that painting was fake? Huh? Or that the Imperial Governor was gonna show it off to Admiral Thrawn?
Thrawn?
That's what's great about this place, though. They always got a berth for a good pilot. Death mark or not. Say, you play Sabak? I'm trying to learn, but no one around here ever wants to play me. Maybe we could, go a few rounds, huh? For credits, of course. It's the only way I'm gonna learn, right? Guess we should get on and fix that comm blackout.
What do you bet he's great at Sabak? And no one plays him because he just takes all their money. So, One thing that kind of surprises me is so when I was creating my character, I chose a voice for my character out of I think there were like 10 different choices for your Rebellion pilot and 10 different choices for your Imperial pilot. Because I'm playing Rebel right now, or New Republic. I'm playing Republic right now. But you go back and forth between Republic and Empire. And I'm kind of surprised that they didn't give my character more lines in these conversations. It didn't give me a voice. Now, I understand it's probably because of the sheer number of characters. I'm sorry, sheer number of voices that they offer. Like, they wanted to give me a lot of variety, but that means that they only wanted, with each of those actors, to record simple combat dialogue and, procedural stuff, rather than integrating them into the scenes. But that feels like, I don't know. I know that it's a lot of work to record a lot of player character voices, because that's what we do in State of Decay 2, but I feel like, I don't know, for a big budget game like this, one more session with each actor to let me feel like my character has, a voice and participates in the conversations might have been good, but I don't know. I was not involved in any of their discussions. I don't know anything about their budgets or their timelines, so not really going to criticize.
Finally, chance to get acquainted. Like I said, the name's Gunny. Stay sharp, keep your nose clean, and we'll be off to a good start. We had calm blackouts like this right before the Empire invaded Minban. Lost a lot of friends. But I learned to shoot a blaster. You'll be flying with Frisk and Grace today. Meet them if you haven't. The best advice I can give you is this. Stick with your squadron. It's simple, but sometimes hotshots and lone wolves need to hear it. Get to your ship.
I bet that's legit game advice. Okay, so enough of this. No, wait a minute. There's one more person. Who's Zerelda? Oh, the mechanic.
Already? Good. I'm not one for waiting around. Got an X-Wing ready for you here. A real beauty if you need... Sorry. The droid's giving me the eye. Little rust buckets are always planning something, right? I was gonna say, if you need anything for that shiny starfighter of yours, just come to me, all right? I'll see you fixed up. We should run a pre-flight check on your X-Wing. Climb into the cockpit when you're ready.
Well, yeah, what would a story be without a racist mechanic? Okay, so I guess we'll finally get in our ship.
Ah, the X-Wing. Backbone of the Rebel Alliance and our New Republic. A good all-rounder that'll stand up to any starfighter or capital ship in the Imperial fleet.
Hey there, Fluffy Panda, and also Gior and John Bloke, who I didn't acknowledge when you first showed up. Oh, and Chad Andre. You guys are all here. It's good to have you in the chat. Okay. So here's our loadout. I think that eventually you get the ability to customize your own X-Wing, possibly just for multiplayer, not for the campaign. But right now I think this is all just basic, bog standard stuff because,
Good choice.
It's early in the game. Okay, so now that we've done that, prepare for launch.
Ah, you're looking for a custom...
Oh, I didn't see it because I'm watching the screen that's got my face on it, but I need to turn over here because behind my head is the button for launching the mission. Alright. So I've heard that in VR you actually get to sit in this cockpit. To a greater degree than I think I'm feeling it right now. Hey there, Dojin Cat memes.
Check. Alright. I'm loading in your astromech droid now. Keep an eye on it.
I heard Astro McDroid. Is that his name?
Quiet, Tin Can. We got a pre-flight check to do.
I know it's Astromech Droid, but yeah.
Radar. Working like a dream. Loadout data. Looking good. Combat display? Check.
That is a very detailed cockpit.
Primary weapons. Charged up. Ready to take down ties. Throttle and boost. Good to go. Hull integrity. Never better. You're welcome.
I hoped that was hull integrity.
All systems go. Vanguard 5, you are clear for launch. Good luck out there.
So I played a couple missions without them necessarily walking me through everything in an X-Wing cockpit. So I had read that as hull integrity. I'm glad that I was right. Things are going okay. Dojan Cat memes, thanks for asking. Let me know, by the way, I'm leaving because there's a lot of dialogue in this game, I'm leaving the game audio a little high and hoping that it's not drowning me out. Let me know if it does.
Form up on me.
I'm in formation.
Away we go. Stay close, Vanguard 5.
You remember your mission parameters, Vanguard Squadron?
Find the scouts, smash the jamming ships.
And get back before the cantina closes.
I think Commander James skipped that in the briefing.
Thanks, Ardo. We'll be careful.
So it's interestingly my...
Regroup
Oh.
at Cavis once you find our missing pilots, all right? See you soon.
Good luck, you two.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Am I gonna...
Our jump point's just ahead.
Okay, I was trying to follow that character, but apparently this is the way I need to be going. You'll notice that, by the way, I don't have to push continuously or accelerate continuously to go fast. I've got a throttle on the left stick, which I can move up to fill up. You see there on the left side of the HUD, or left side of the what do you call this? Cockpit. If I pull it down, I slow down, and I can slow down to a complete stop, which is actually... I don't know if I've played a lot of space simulators where I could actually slow to a complete stop. But yeah, you hear a little sound when you hit the halfway point on the throttle, because the halfway point is where you get a lot more maneuverable. And so you spend a lot of time at the highest level, and then you pull back. You hear that little beep. You maneuver, and then you go back up to top speed again.
Hyperspace coordinates calculated.
Engines are hot.
Let's do this, Vanguard Squadron.
This never gets old. Hey, Grace?
Never.
Dojan Cat memes, I'm not sure what you're asking about when you ask about Minecraft Live.
Let's go.
No scouts showing on sensors. You got anything, Grace?
Negative. We've got to be able to find someone out here. Wait. I've got a Republic signal. Temperance. We may have found them. Heavy interference. Gunny and Keel will take care of that shortly.
Notice...
We should investigate the signal and regroup with them.
Notice that the rangefinder on this character that I'm following stays remarkably solid. One problem that I've seen in other space games like this is that it's just really easy for you to get out of sync with your squadron. And they've done a remarkable job of when I'm following someone, they have the person I'm following scale their velocity so that our distance stays the same. Even if we're at slight angles from each other and stuff like that, they just basically make sure that they're rubber banded basically just to stay a certain distance away from me. And so you end up like, even though I could just move and throttle as haphazardly as I want, and they have the AI do the work to make it look like we're flying as a squadron, which I think is pretty clever. Oh, yeah, so Dojan Cat memes, I didn't see the Minecraft Live stream. I didn't even know it was happening. So that's, I'm pretty heads down in our own Undead Lab stuff. We just released Update 21. There was a glitch we had to deal with. And it's, we're still solving it. So, I've had a lot on my plate. The tank says, who needs VR when the flare from the hyperjump lights up your glasses too? Fully immersed.
too, Grace. Me too.
See how it's locked at like 238, 239? That's really, really steady. If I slow down,
there's our target.
She slows down too.
Let's slow it down. Heck, our scouts didn't make it. Empire must have found them first.
If that's the case, where is the Empire? Vanguard 5, scan the debris.
Scanning is nice. You just target it and then get close.
Such brutality. Even that astromech got dusted.
Someone really didn't want these scouts getting home. Hey, I'm picking up a second signal. Let's check it out. Follow me. I don't like this, Grace.
I hear you. Something's not right.
If we're
Another thing that I'm noticing is that, like, I was talking about how remarkable it is that they, you know, managed to keep the squadron flying in formation with me really, really well. One thing that's nice about that is because it's so fine-tuned, they can get those ships a lot closer to me than you normally would. Like, I'm accustomed to, like, my memories of playing the original TIE Fighter was just a lot of black star fields and me just sort of flying towards a dot and eventually getting there all by myself. Here, like, I can actually see other ships and they're talking to me, and I see the little, like, you know, speech icons next to them. It makes me feel like I'm moving with the squad the way that I would if I was, you know, on foot running around with, say, a follower in State of Decay 2, which is hard to pull off.
lucky something survived the attack. Stay ready for anything. Wait, that's not a New Republic signal. It's Imperial.
Oh, yikes.
We're being ambushed.
TIE fighters incoming.
Okay.
Attack positions. Take them down.
Alright, let's grab the nearest target. I have put most of my power into lasers. Okay, I'm going to throttle down to turn, and then throttle up as I get on target. Okay, and I've got a... Oh, I have a target lock. Unfortunately, usually, when I get a target lock... Okay, so yeah, so the way target locks work... Okay, let me slow down again to turn faster, and then accelerate. In the time it often takes to get a target lock on something, I've already destroyed it with lasers. Whoa, yikes, okay, shields at maximum. So you can see on the left side of my dashboard, I've got these three sort of like power scales. If I push it...
You heard the droid. Got one on my tail.
Whoa, okay, something's behind me. Okay, where's my... Okay, I'm trying to learn how to use my... Oh, there we go. There, that's the guy that was chasing me.
Nice shooting. Cosante's toast.
That Kazanti must have been support for the Empire's jamming ships. If we scan the wreckage for its last known trajectory, it could lead us to the jammers.
That's a heck of an idea. Vanguard 5, scan the debris and we'll watch your back.
The thing I was going to point out about scanning is that it makes you target the thing, which means it gets you really used to targeting, which is it's a mechanic that it's really easy to just ignore because you technically can just shoot at things without targeting, and they really want to reinforce that targeting enemies, putting them on your HUD, and then, you know, using the feedback in order to do things like fire missiles at them is really important. Anyway, you'll notice, and I'll show you this when I get in there, that I've got the ability to sort of regulate the power going to my lasers, my shields, and my engines. This is a really familiar mechanic from back when I played the original TIE Fighter and the original X-Wing. It was actually one of the more interesting parts of the game because while you're flying around and doing all this action stuff, you also have to be thinking about sort of like how you're setting up your gear. You know, are you gonna, or is most of your energy going to your shields, which makes you more resilient but slower and worse at doing damage? You're going to put it all to your lasers, which means that you're a damage machine, but you're more vulnerable. Or you're going to put it to your engines, which makes you highly maneuverable and fast and hard to hit, but you're more vulnerable when you do get hit and you can't fire as much. So it's like you have this other layer of strategy, of tactics that you're thinking of at the same time that you're playing the action.
That's it. Nice work, Vanguard 5. Let's see. Their path was leading them toward Gunny and Keo's coordinates.
If we're quick, maybe we can cut off the Empire before they find our friends. Marking coordinates.
Hopefully they don't know we're coming.
Let's do this right. For the scouts we lost. Lead the way, Vanguard 5.
Alright, so they did a good job.
Next, we
Oh.
face it together.
They did a good job sort of assigning this stuff to the D-pad too, because if I go up on the D-pad, that's lasers. Right is shields. Left is engines. And you'll notice that my shield display is on the right side of my dash, and my engine, my throttle is on the left side. And then down, of course, resets the whole thing. And so I don't know. You can sort of feel that a lot of thought went into how they were going to plan this out. Sometimes it's really easy for to let, say, whoever is turn to face the correct direction, which is probably not this one. Yep, that is the opposite of the correct direction. Let's turn this way. I'm just the most awkward hyperspace navigator I've ever seen. But you can tell a lot of thought went into it. Sometimes, whoever designs the cockpit is different from whoever's designing the control scheme.
Imperial jamming ships ahead. No sign of Gunny or Keel.
And so it's really common for things like that to just, to be mismatched, and you just don't notice because you weren't expecting anything better than what you got. But so I really appreciate it when something is really elegant and cohesive that way, because it means that they had sort of more authorial intent going into it, more people really thinking it through, thinking of all the pieces and how they connect to each other. Because game teams are so complex and games are so complex, it's really easy to miss out on a lot of opportunities for that. But here they found it, and it was really cool. Yeah. Doshin Cat Meme says, I love Star Wars, but hate starfighter battles because I normally end up feeling sick. Yeah, hopefully this stream won't do it to you. Feel free to look away and just listen to the beautiful melodious sound of my voice if you're getting sick.
That's the source of our comms blackout.
Sweet.
Frisk, bomb those jamming ships.
Sure thing, Grace. I'll soften him up. You two finish him off.
Okay, you can evade a missile when making several sharp turns in different directions. Divert power to engines and set your throttle at half speed to make this easier. Alright. Oh, crap.
Missiles, stay evasive.
I feel like that hit me.
That's just rude.
Okay, so I can see this missile's incoming, so I'm making crazy turns.
Maybe next time.
Oh, and I evaded it. Okay, cool. It's interesting. Oh, it looks like... Ah, okay, shields. Shields at maximum. I'm gonna take some sharp turns here. Oh, yikes. Something has got me in their sights. Okay, good. I managed to evade it, but... Okay. Hey, droid. Okay, so my, So that 46, my hull integrity, that's bad. That's a bad hull integrity to have.
They're breaking through.
Normally my astromech droid can do repairs in the field. Oh, yikes. Okay, so I need to slow down, but I don't want to slow down. This is going badly for me. Okay, I need to get some distance maybe and figure out what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna put some distance here. All right, and then I'm gonna. Okay, good. I hit LB, and that let my droid start repairing my hull, which is good. Okay, so this one looks like it's the most damaged.
Losing hull integrity.
Okay. Oh man, I'm taking a lot of hits to my shields, but I've got shields at max, so I still have not destroyed this thing. And unfortunately, because I got my shields at max, that means that my my lasers are not... They're not as good. Okay, I think I'm not getting shot right this second, so I'm going lasers max. Oh, missile. Okay, I'm gonna turn. I really like that they okay, I really like that they set it up so that you are much more maneuverable when you slow down, because it gives me this like extra thing to think about when I'm flying around. It's not just like, oh, just turn in whatever direction you want. It's like I actually have more tools at my disposal, more things to think about.
Another Imperial jammer destroyed. Great work, Vanguard 5.
Whew, okay, so the volume of lasers coming after me right now is going to be much, much lower. So I'm going to switch to weapons full. Because I think it was those capital ships, or those don't count as capital ships. What are they? Corvettes? Whatever class. Okay, never mind. Whatever class of ship those jammers were. Yeah, flying through an explosion, by the way, is great. Anyway, whatever class of ship they were was apparently much more dangerous to me than the TIEs were. Like, my survivability went way up.
That's all of them. Good work, everyone.
Stupid Empire.
Whew.
Invade our territory, will ya?
Gunny, do you read me? We just cut off 2 jamming ships en route to your location. What's the situation?
Gunny and Keo are in trouble.
We need to help them now. Head toward Cavus.
Let's move, Vanguard 5.
So one thing that is nice about this game is how much effort they put into having the dialogue be really constant. So it really kind of keeps you engaged, and makes it feel like this is a thing with, you know, people are doing this, and it's not just, I'm not just doing something mechanical, I'm doing something that has got a story to it and it matters. But it also means it's harder for me to talk because everyone's talking. Dojan Catbeam says, I was skeptical about this because I thought it would just be the Starfighter minigame from Battlefront 2, but it seems good. And John Bloke also says that, yeah, despite not being a Star Wars fan, he's actually tempted to check this out. Hey there, Owerhammer. Thanks for joining us. Okay.
Finally! Oh, you're right on time. Let's finish off their ties.
Alright. I don't know what these little... What are these little alert icons around the TIE fighters?
That left a dent.
Alright, missile at this guy. Time to go to maximum weapons. Haha. Okay. Who else? No target available. Oh, there's this guy.
Another goes antsy with ties.
Oh, yikes. Don't know what happened there. So I think they've set it up so that when you're leading your target appropriately, your crosshair turns red. I have not yet gotten good enough at this to detect when that's happening. There's some games that actually put sort of like a leading marker
That's all the TIE fighters.
to help you figure out how far ahead of an enemy you need to aim, and those definitely feel like they give you better feedback sometimes. Requesting a resupply. When needed, you can request a supply droid from your support starfighter. A supply droid will temporarily attach to your ship, repairing your hull and restocking your armaments. Hold Y. Okay.
That'll patch up your hull and stock up your ordnance.
Yeah, so you can see that I've got...
Vanguard, we have an Imperial cruiser protecting the last of the jammers.
Taking down these ships ain't gonna be easy.
Well, the cruiser has a missile launcher.
We'll keep our countermeasures ready. What's our play?
If we take out the jammers first, we can call the Temperance for reinforcements.
That's why you're in charge, Gunny.
Vanguard 5, focus on the jammers.
You bet.
Here we go.
Countermeasures. B just before impact. Okay.
They've lost a... On to you, 5. Sharp turns, 5, sharp turns.
Picked up a tail.
Oh, I don't want a tail. Was that okay? I think that was just the enemy's ship explode. Sorry, I think that was just my missile exploding, not the enemy's ship exploding. Unfortunately. Oh crap! Oh crap! Everything's bad. I forgot how to. There we go. Missile locking. Nope. 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 Okay. Okay. Good. We escaped. We've repaired our hull mostly. Oh, I'm really close to that cruiser. Not where I want to be. Okay. Countermeasures. There. Countermeasures worked. Only got one of those left, though. You can see how many repairs I've got left. The top center of my dash, and you can see like how many missiles I have left. The top right, and how many repairs I have left. Sorry, I already said how many repairs. You can also see how many countermeasures I've got left. That's sort of halfway between the repairs and the oh crap! Ow! Oh crap! So they're normally very forgiving about collisions, but when you just get caught up on a
Enemies locked on.
yeah, countermeasures, got it. I got caught up on their jamming dishes, which yeah, made that a little bit harder. So I'm just gonna keep moving around, making you space sick. Okay.
You're too kind.
Alright.
You're safe now.
Oh, thanks.
Let's finish off the last one.
Okay. So I don't know what it means when my HUD goes crazy like that. Oh, missile. Countermeasures worked.
Losing hull integrity.
Oh, they've cracked my windshield. Nice. Very evocative. Alright. Oh. I didn't even realize that the jamming ships and the capital ship were moving together like that. Okay, maxing my shields, because I've taken too much damage.
You're loud and clear, Gunny. It's on the way.
Frisk, we need plans on that ship.
You got a kill.
Alright.
Backup has arrived.
Empire's in trouble now.
Okay, I'm gonna fly away from that ship. Give myself a nice little bit of runway before I get too close to it. And weapons at max. One thing I don't really have on this thing is a health bar to know if I'm actually making progress.
You got a lock on me.
Okay, so I just used a boost, put some distance between. Oh, I thought I used a boost. I did not go very far, though, did I? Enemy locking. Nope. Don't want. Do not want.
Cruiser destroyed. Not bad, Vanguard 5.
Oh, we destroyed it? When?
Temperance, this is Vanguard Squadron. Mission accomplished.
I want to watch it explode.
Sure is, Vanguard. Communications are restored across the
Aww.
sector. I knew you'd work well together. I'm grateful to command such a strong squadron. Come on back to the Temperance.
Thank you, Commander Javes.
We'll celebrate a job well done at the cantina. Come on, Vanguard, let's get out of here.
So Ranithcord asks, when does this game take place in the movie timeline? Anyone know? So at the very beginning of this session, I pointed out the prologue takes place right after episode 4. Right now, we're right after episode 6. So the Empire has just been defeated and scattered, but there's still an Imperial presence here that we have to deal with. We're kind of mopping up.
Great work, team. First round's on Frisk.
Welcome home, Vanguard. No time for celebration, I'm afraid. We have a visitor and a mission. I think you'll be interested.
So, they also mentioned Grand Admiral Thrawn, who's from the Timothy Zahn novels, which I thought were not canon anymore, but maybe they're being recanonized? I don't know. Huh. So looks like I missed out on some medals I could have gotten. Complete mission 1 in 16 minutes or less. Complete it without dying. Well, I could have gotten that if I hadn't gotten hung up on those jammer dishes. Destroy all TIE fighters before taking out the jammers. Okay, I assume there must be a way that I can find out about these before I play the mission, so I can kind of go in knowing what I'm trying to do. Otherwise, I guess that makes it just sort of a replayability feature, but I don't know. It seems a little cheap to not tell you about this stuff until after the mission. I'm pretty sure there probably is a way for me to find out before, though. See, how long have we been streaming here? So we've been doing this for over 40 minutes. So, okay, so that is one of the very early missions. I think I'm gonna wrap up the not wrap up the entire stream, but wrap up this video real quick, just because, you know, I've been trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter, so you can subscribe, you can do all that stuff if you're watching this on YouTube later on. If you're watching it live, we're going to keep playing this game for a little bit longer before we move on to something else.